Lauren, back over to you.
Thanks so much, Bob. Developing news out of Camden, where one man has been shot. Investigators on the scene along Moore Street. Police say the shooting happened around 2:30 this morning. That man was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the stomach. We don't know his condition at this hour. We'll bring you more information as soon as we get it in. Many unanswered questions this morning after a 13-year-old is shot dead in Germantown. Steve Keeley is at police headquarters, where detectives think, Steve, that gun could have been stolen.
Yeah, we got some of the answers. This gun was a stash gun, meaning that somebody got it from a previous crime. It was found with jewelry by these kids in an abandoned house's backyard. And a 17-year-old was in the group of kids and turned himself in here with his parents last night, admitting that he was the shooter. And homicide detectives think this was completely unintentional and an accident.
My heart goes out. I mean, first of all, where was the gun doing in the backyard? You know what I mean? You know, it's so irresponsible. You know what I mean? You want to ask the question, where was the parents? You know what I mean? But at the same time, you got neighborhood thugs stashing guns and stuff around. You know, you don't know where your child is, and you don't know they out to play innocently, and they get their hands on these fire weapons, and next thing you know, they hurt.
My prayers go out for him. You know, sad. You know, and it hits home because I got children. You know, so I fear for my children's lives.
It's unbelievable. Kid like this shouldn't lose his life fast.
Our daily viewers are going to recognize this is the second time within a week, Lauren, I've been standing in the same spot talking about a child here in Philadelphia being shot in the face and killed by an accidental gunfire by children playing with guns. It was a 4-year-old girl last week who shot herself. Mom and boyfriend now charged. And then in April, we had the other 4-year-old girl shot by her father playing with a gun. So this is 3 kids here in Philadelphia shot in the face and killed by people playing with guns.
Fortunate headline. Steve Keeley, thank you so much. In Delaware, police seeking the public's help to get a suspected rapist off the streets there. Dave Kinchin is live in Wilmington with who exactly police are searching for. Hi, Dave.
Good morning, Lauren. The sun's about to come up here, so we're literally getting a little bit more light on this situation here. We're in a park area with a river, a bridge you can see right there, footpath, and this seems to be a popular area where a lot of people in Wilmington work out and go for a walk. And this is an area where an attacker pulled a victim into a secluded area with a weapon, we're told. Wilmington police say this is the man suspected in the attack. His image captured by a surveillance camera. Investigators say that this suspect sexually assaulted a woman and forced her into a hidden spot near the Brandywine River, where we are now, along the 800 block of South Park Drive. This all happened around 9:30 Tuesday morning. Police say the man pictured here is about 30 years old and was wearing tan pants, and you can also see, of course, the black shirt that he's wearing and the black cap as well. Now, we're told he's wanted for questioning by investigators here. If you have any information, you're urged to call police. But as we come back live here, we'll give you another picture of this area, and we'll learn a little bit more about it as the sun continues to come up. And we're hoping to talk with people who may be out working out or running to get their thoughts on this situation, because a lot of people likely travel this spot every single day, and they're just now finding out about this. And you can bet this is certainly unsettling to them. Back to you.
Of course. People worry. Dave Kinchin, thank you so much. New Jersey's gas prices could jump to some of the highest in the nation. Legislation that raises the state's gas tax by 23 cents a gallon heads to the state Senate today. Drivers have been calculating those costs ever since the Democrat-led Assembly passed that bill on Tuesday. If it becomes reality, the higher taxes would kick in tomorrow, right before the July 4th weekend. Lawmakers say that money would go to road and bridge work. The legislation also carries a sales tax cut of 1%. Republican Governor Chris Christie supports the gas tax hike. In Atlantic City, casino workers threatening to hit the picket lines if they can't reach a contract agreement with their bosses very soon. Members of Unite Here Local 54 spent the day getting into strike mode just in case the union's 6,500 casino workers hit the picket lines tomorrow. Local 54 is in contract negotiations with 5 casinos. That's Caesars, Harrah's, Bally's, Trump Taj Mahal, and the Tropicana. Elaine Malloy, she's a cocktail server there. She says in the past 10 years, she's only received an 80 cents an hour pay increase in total. She says when the casinos were struggling, workers made concessions, but now that things are looking up, workers aren't getting paid back.
They've made a good profit that they've given themselves a pay increase and bonuses and incentives. So now it's time to give back to the workers that helped you out in 2011.
Atlantic City officials say a strike is not in anyone's best interest. Fox 29 has reached out to the casinos. We're still awaiting a response. Meanwhile, an Atlantic City councilman says the city can save some money by eliminating 2 council seats. Council President Marty Small says getting rid of 2 of the 3 at-large council seats could save the city $480,000 over 4 years. Those council seats don't actually represent any particular neighborhoods. Small says only 1 at-large seat is needed to break potential ties among the 6 ward council members. The full council will consider the proposal today, but even if it agrees, state lawmakers would still need to approve it and city voters would need to give it a final okay. A woman in the hospital after an overnight hit and run in Point Breeze. This happened just after midnight on South 23rd and Moore Streets. The victim taken to Presbyterian Medical Center with minor injuries. At this point, police do not have a description of the vehicle that hit her. Camden police have released video showing the moment a suspect got away after attacking a cab driver early yesterday morning. Take a look. The man climbs out of the passenger window of the cab after the driver intentionally crashed into a parked car. Police say that happened after he was stabbed 7 times in the shoulder by that suspect during a robbery. This happened at Front and State Streets. The driver taken to the hospital by a Good Samaritan. He is expected to survive and be okay. The suspect still on the loose. If you know who he is, contact police. People being told to boil their tap water after a sinkhole opens up in Berks County. Officials say a water main break is to blame. Look at the scene there on Abington Drive in Wyomissing yesterday morning. At first, the sinkhole in the street started off pretty small, but neighbors say they watched it quickly grow. It's now 70 feet wide, 10 feet deep. Luckily, no one was standing in its way.
I'm thinking that's a scary thing because anybody could have been driving over it. And how far is it going to open? It can come across here and affect the houses and everything else.
Authorities had to shut off water service to about a dozen homes and businesses in that area. Crews have been working throughout the night to make repairs. They expect to be finished within a few days. 5:10 this morning. Let's turn to the news in Turkey. The biggest airport back up and running. That after 3 suicide bombers killed 41 people, injured hundreds of others at a security checkpoint. The prime minister there says 3 attackers took a taxi to the airport, blew themselves up at 3 different locations. While no particular group has claimed responsibility, Turkey is pointing the finger at ISIS. Airports across the United States have now beefed up security on this 4th of July weekend. Up next, the search for a carjacking suspect with a unique disguise. What police don't know about who they're looking for. And school might be out for the summer, but the Philadelphia School District hard at work. The big hiring moves they're making to benefit kids in the classroom.